What do you mean 2024 is already over?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. It is currently 5:50 a.m. on December 30th. It's my friend Mandy's birthday, so happy birthday. I don't even know if she listens, but if you do, happy birthday. Oh my gosh, it's your, what do they call it? Your golden birthday, right? It's like when you turn the age. Mine happened at age 1 because my birthday's on the 1st of November. So happy, is that what they call it? Happy golden birthday? Anyway, Mandy's been one of my friends since pretty much the beginning of time, and she's like the nicest human being ever. But yeah, it is one day technically away from the end of 2024, which is literally insane because I don't know. They say the older you get, which I'm not old. I have to keep telling myself that because I'm really not, but I also am. I'm the oldest. What is it? What do they say? I'm the oldest I've ever been and the youngest I'll ever be again or something. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, the years just seem to go by faster and faster. I don't know if it's because we're busy. I feel like now we're everyone's just so much busier and we cram so much more stuff into our daily lives than than people used to. Like, I don't know, think of it back in like the early 1900s. Like, what did people do for fun? You know what I mean? Were people addicted? I guess maybe to alcohol. But like, I'm addicted to my phone. I woke up like 4 times last night, and I actually don't know why I didn't follow my rule I set for myself yesterday. I'm going to start putting my phone like in my closet to charge, and then my phone with all my social media stuff on it, and then my other phone because I listen to music as I fall asleep. I have a sleep playlist, and I set it for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, and then usually I'm asleep within 10. Honestly, I can fall asleep the second my head hits the pillow. It actually surprises me sometimes. Like, if I'm super tired, I will be asleep as soon as the my head hits the pillow. Like, you know when you're like deep breathing and you're asleep and you're just exhausted. Does that make any sense to anybody? Like, it surprises me how quickly I can fall asleep sometimes. Anyway, what I'm getting at is because I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and I think my brain is just wired this way now because I never used to wake up in the middle of the night. I also think it might be some of the caffeine that I drink, and I have told myself I'm gonna only drink. I told you guys this last week. Only drink Alani on the days that I record, and so yeah. Anyway, but like the first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone and check my notifications and see if people have liked my TikToks, see if people have liked my TikToks I've reposted, and then I just go right back to sleep. It's like I've just like satisfied my brain, and then I can go to sleep. But like back in like the early days, like they didn't have that. I don't know. It's just weird to think about. And I honestly don't know how I got on this. Oh, but it's like all they really had to do back then was read and like play with sticks or something, you know? And they didn't have all the stuff that goes on now. Like, what, probably like 5 movies came out a year, if that. Music was like sparse. It was harder to travel, so people weren't going very far, very many places. I just wonder if time felt like so long back then. And now it's like you can literally, the amount of stuff I can do in one day and how far I can travel is kind of crazy to me. But it's just how it is nowadays. And people think that I'm crazy for how much I drive just to do little things. And it's funny when people complain, like the Salt Lake Valley, to me, I can get anywhere pretty much in 20 minutes, which isn't necessarily true. Just in my mind, I think that for some reason. And I remember I worked in Salt Lake, like South Salt Lake, right by the Spaghetti Bowl. And my coworker is like, "Oh, I have to drive all the way to Harriman today." which, if you're aware of the Salt Lake Valley, it is at the end of the valley, but to me it's all Salt Lake. Like it's not like it's this huge thing, you know? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I lived in South Jordan, and people thought I was insane from driving from South Jordan to South Salt Lake. And I'm like, that is not even far. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me growing up in a rural part of the country and state. I don't think things are far away. But I don't know why I'm talking about this. But yeah, I can go a lot of places and do a lot of things in one day. And I think that would probably kill a Victorian child if they saw, you know, the speed at which I can travel and the amount of information that we have on our phones at a like an instant. We went and visited my grandpa and grandma yesterday, me and my cousin, and my grandpa was talking about this game they used to play. They call a punch board, I guess is what they call it. And he was like describing it to us, and my cousin just Googled it and pulled it up on her phone, and she's like this, and he's like, what can't this phone do? He was like so baffled that you can do it. He's just always amazed at what you can do nowadays. I'm like, yeah, I can. They always ask about my watch, and they're like, what is that? I'm like, it's my watch. And I'm like, well, it's more than just a watch. It tracks my steps. I'm like, I can turn my heat up and down from it. And like, they're just baffled. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the amount of things that we can do, or that we have conditioned ourselves to do in a short amount of time that makes the time go by faster, or seem to go by faster. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, it feels like I was just in Hawaii. Like, it feels like I was just like, the scary thing is everything feels so like I can remember vivid details of events, and like I don't know, you know, like the smells, the temperature, the sounds. Like, it just seems so like yesterday, and it wasn't. And the fact that we're already at the end of this year, and so tomorrow, when is it tomorrow? Wednesday, we'll be closer to 2050 than we will be to 2050 than we will be to the year 2000, which is so insane to think about. Also, I was thinking it would be cool if you're born in the year 2000, because your years would just line up with the year. I love that. I always started high school the year that I was in school. So like, at first grade it was 2001, and then second grade I started in 2002. So like, that was easy to keep track of. But I also wish I would have graduated in 2012. I just think that's a cool year. The year of the end of the world, the whatever fourth one we've lived through so far. Anyway, yeah, happy end of the year. I have a lot of plans for the podcast and social media and stuff, and that includes just putting out content. It's not like this extravagant plan. It's just me committed to putting out content. Anyway, today, do you guys ever have those days where you just wake up and you're just like ready to go? That's today. Like, I was ready to go. I got up. I didn't hesitate. I started reading this book that's been on my nightstand for, I don't know, years. It's a book about discipline. And I'm just like, I'm just ready. I'm ready to stop being lazy. I'm ready to just get things done. And I'm going to start on my Instagram, my podcast Instagram, doing you know how you can do the highlight reels for stories? I have a whole list of movies and TV shows I want to watch. And so I'm just, every time the title comes up on one of them, I'm just going to take a picture and post it on my highlight reel. So then, like, I don't know if I'm going to rate them. I don't know how I'm going to do this, or if I'm just going to put them up there that I watched them. But it's like all kinds. It's like classic movies that I've never seen that people are obsessed with, like Moulin Rouge. I've never seen that. I've never seen Avatar. I've never seen the original Jurassic Parks. So like, just stuff like that, like things that I just have not gotten around to do and I want to. And yeah, so I'm just going to put out more content. I'm going to consume more content, which is insane because I consume a lot, but I also don't. Like, I haven't seen The Bear, I haven't seen Ted Lasso, and my cousin and my friend Jackson are constantly trying to get me to watch that show. And it's not that I don't want to. It's not. It's just that I just haven't gotten around to it, and I'm sorry. Even though I have started several other shows. I'm going to only do like 3 goals for this year. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. One of them is to finish things that I start. I hardly finish anything, you guys, and it gets progressively worse as the time goes by. And it's really just this, all of a sudden, this feeling of, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I just stop. I have several books that I'm almost finished with. Well, I think I have like 20 pages left. I was reading it back in March. And I think about it all the time. I think about it constantly, how I have not finished that book. I have TV shows I haven't finished. Mostly because I don't want them to end. So we've dived into that before. That must be some psychological thing I need to work through. Projects around the house. I finally finished one up that I started 5 years ago this summer. And it feels good. It feels good to finish things up. I start too many things, and then all of a sudden I look around and there's just like a half-finished project here, a half-finished project here, and then everything looks like a mess. And so my goal is to just focus on one thing at a time, finish that thing, and go on. What was my other goal? Must not be that important if I can't remember it. That's one of them. Time management. That's the other one. That's a big one. I feel like I can accomplish all the things I want to. I just need better time management, and that includes cutting back on TikTok. So as sad as I am that TikTok is and might be going away. Although, did you see that Donald Trump requested that they hold or pause the ban until he gets into office? So I don't know. Like, I have mixed feelings on it. I feel like we're at a time in TikTok where it has hit its peak, and now there's just too many people on it, and no one sees anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird who goes viral and what goes viral, and you just look at some people's pages and they have like one viral TikTok, and then the rest of them have like 400 views. There's their videos. And I just feel like it kind of got to the point where Instagram was, where there's just too many people on it. The algorithm's not the greatest anymore, even though it's not like Meta's algorithm at all. I don't know. I just feel like its peak has peaked. And, but I'm not going to post because it might go away. What else was I talking about? But yeah, TikTok is definitely a time consuming thing that I need to get rid of. And I just always think about what I used to do before TikTok. Like, what did I waste my time on before then? Because it just seems to have consumed my whole life. Anyway, did everyone have a good Christmas? I did. I got everything I wanted because I bought everything I wanted. Just kidding. This year is more mellow. I did buy myself a lot. I've used 2 of my Fabletics workout shorts. I love them. They're very nice. And the only reason I bought them is because we went in one time in November because my friend was looking for, I don't know, a jacket or something. And they're like, oh, just by the way, the whole entire store is 50% off. I'm like, the whole store? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh. So I bought 3 pairs of shorts. And what's really annoying is they don't sell workout tank tops in winter. And it seemed to think that I was the weird one for thinking that was weird. Don't you hate that? When something's not that weird and people make you feel really dumb about it. And you're like, why are you making me feel stupid about this? Like, this is not that big of a thing. Like, they're like, but it's winter. I'm like, okay, so going from a tank top to a short sleeve shirt makes more sense than just selling tank tops in the winter. Like, I don't, like, they didn't have like really long sleeve shirt options. All I went was from a tank top to a short sleeve shirt. I'm like, so is that supposed to keep me warmer than just a tank top? Like, I don't understand the logic. Like, why can't you sell tank tops still in the winter? I'm going to be inside the gym. Like, I don't understand. So what I'm getting at is I wanted to get the matching colors to these shorts, but they didn't have any of the tank tops that I wanted. And I'm like, well, this is weird. And they're like, well, it is winter. And I'm like, so? I just don't understand that. Anyway, I digress. I've used 2 of them so far. I've actually almost cleaned out my workout room again. I let it get a little too cluttered, and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. So what I do now is I run or walk on the treadmill in front of the TV I have on the wall. And then I have resistance bands that I'm going to use, and I'm going to buy bigger dumbbells so I can work out while I'm here. My goal is to run a half marathon again this year, which they're kind of expensive. Like, I'm not all about or above paying to go running. You know, people are like, you pay to run. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. The half marathon I want to do, the only reason I really want to do this one is because my friend is doing it. It's the same exact course as one I've done twice. But the one I usually do is like $60. This one is 120. I'm like, why? What? For what? Like, what am I paying for, honestly, at that point? So I'm debating on doing it because that's a lot of money just to run. But it's also a good goal to do. You know, I mean, it's not like it's gonna. It's not like it's a bad habit that I'm picking up. It's a good habit, and it teaches you discipline and stuff. But I was looking at like training plans for half marathons, and one of them was like run a mile a day for 30 days. I'm like, I can run a lot longer than a mile, so I feel like I'm pretty good. My average that I run is usually 3 miles. I usually just do like a quick 5K. Where it seems to get hard is at mile 9. So I just need to get past that hurdle. Plus, this time I'll have better shoes. Last time my shoes killed me so bad that I took them off and ran almost half the course with my shoes in my hands and just running in socks. People were looking at me so weird. But you guys, these shoes were killing me. My feet were falling asleep because that's how tight they were. So anyway, yeah, what else? Oh, what did I get for Christmas? I got the Taylor Swift Eras Tour book, although I had to open it to post that picture for the end of an Eras Tour on my Patreon page. I got the anthology edition of the Tortured Poets Department. I got my Dua Lipa Live from Albert Hall, is that what it's called? Record. I got my Skims. I'm currently wearing head to toe Skims, all the same color, truffle, of course. I feel like it goes well with my skin. This is the most comfortable thing I've ever worn in my life. And I got these comfortable like lounging socks, and like I've been wearing them nonstop. Like I've washed them, obviously, but they're so comfortable. I want to live in these for the rest of my life. What else did I get? My cousin gave me some organizing file things for my magazines. I'm excited to put those up. Yeah. So what's nice is when you're older, your parents just give you money. So it's like it counteracts all the money you had to spend to get them presents, and you can like make it back. Yeah. So what else? Oh, my favorite thing I got this year, and it's like the most thoughtful, is my friend Jackson, one of my besties. He got me a canvas print of my podcast picture profile, and it is I was just not expecting it, and I felt like such a jerk. Like usually I try and get him something more thoughtful and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know what else to get you. And he loves electronics, so I don't dare buy him like any electronics, because I'm like, well, he'll want a certain kind. Like he knows exactly what kind he wants. He like it has to be specific. I'd rather just let him pick it out. So I just got him a gift card, and I'm like, sorry, yours isn't very thoughtful this year. He's like, oh, that's okay. And like he obviously is like not mad about it, but then he's like, here's yours, and I unwrap it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like so thoughtful, and I just got you a gift card. I feel like such a jerk. But yeah, I'm gonna hang it on the wall behind me. That's another goal of mine, is to hang all my stuff on my wall. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. And should we get into the pop culture news? And at the end, I've written down, I don't even know how many I have, like 15 maybe 20 of the pop culture things that happened this year that I can't stop thinking about or that are just like super popular that I had to write down. Anyway, let's start. All right, first off, I'm going to start with Billie Eilish. She performed her last concert, which is so weird. It's already over. Her tour is already over. Isn't that insane? It was in LA, and she sang, I think it was Silent Night or something. She just like, I just love the song. I'm not particularly religious or anything, but I just love the song, so she sang it. Anyway, a video from that concert came out, and oh my gosh, it makes me feel so old. Oh my gosh, like, so Shazam, if you're not aware of what Shazam is, it's not that superhero movie. It's the app where if you hear a song but you don't know what it is, you can turn it on and it'll listen and it'll tell you what song it is. So before the concert even started, they play music over the overhead speakers, and one of them they were playing Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and this like 11 or 12-year-old girl was sitting in front of these other girls, and they saw her pull out her phone, so they started recording, and she opened Shazam and was Shazamming Poker Face. You guys, that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad that that we're at a time and place where little kids don't know the, original Lady Gaga songs. I can't even. And someone's like, the caption was like, Billie Eilish out here teaching these young kids, what, I don't even know what this is, like what true art is, or like keeping these kids updated. I'm just like, that makes me so sad. But yeah, I'm glad that they're still enjoying the music, but the fact that they don't know what it is so crazy, because that song was huge. That song was like massive. If you think of like radio hits, that's one that's probably at the top. That was everywhere. That whole era was just iconic. I still remember it was the summer of 8th grade or summer of 7th grade. We'd go hang out at our friend's house all the time, and they would have VH1 playing all the music videos all day long, and it was just Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga. It was just the summer of Gaga, and I wish I could go back and relive those moments, because times were simpler. I have been watching the new show Landman. Have you ever heard of it? It's from the same creator as Yellowstone, which is also another show I haven't watched. Not because I don't really want to, but I just haven't gone around to it. Basically, this show it stars Billy Bob Thornton. It's about oil rigs in Texas, and it just kind of shows you the behind the scenes of what actually goes on and how dependent we are on oil, which is super scary. But anyway, he's just like what does he do? He just oversees all the operations, and then his boss is John Hamm, who's a billionaire, which he was a billionaire in the morning show too. So it'd be kind of fun to play a billionaire. And then his wife is Demi Moore, which she's not in it that much. I wonder if she will be eventually. Also, I didn't know her name, and now I'm just forgetting her name. I think it's Ali Larder. I think that's her name. What I know her from is, Ali Larder, is Brooke Wyndham from Legally Blonde. That's where she'll always be. And then the next one after that is, she was in Obsessed, that movie with Beyonce. And Ali Larder is in love with Beyonce's husband. Oh, she's in Final Destination too. I didn't know that. Anyway, if you know, you know. She's in it. John Hamm, like I said, Billy Bob Thornton. But isn't it weird to think Billy Bob Thornton was married to Angelina Jolie? And did you guys ever hear about the story of when they were on the red carpet, and weren't they wearing each other's, like, vials of each other's blood around their necks? Let's see. I just love the name Billy Bob. It's so funny. It's like just a classic name you come up with when you're like trying to think of a name. Billy Bob. Thornton. Is it? Oh, it's Thornton. I wonder if you say the Thorn. Angelina Jolie. Yeah, they were. Isn't that weird to think they were married? Necklace right there. Angelina Jolie. What does the blood necklace mean in love? No, that's not what I want. Yeah, anyways, it says Billy Bob Thornton. It says ex Angelina Jolie's still a friend explains their infamous blood necklaces. So weird. He looks older in these pictures when he's with her than he does now. Huh. He was on Drew Barrymore the other day, and he was wearing something totally opposite of what his character would wear in this show. But he says he's been married 6 times. And I didn't realize, he said he met his current wife, who they've been together for 22 years, he said, on the set of Bad Santa. I could have sworn Bad Santa came out in like 2012, but it didn't. It came out in like 2003. And the second one came out in like 2014 or something. Anyway, this show is really good. It is very well written, and although there is a scene where you can see a cameraman very clearly, like he's just like right there. I'm like, did no one like proof edit this? I don't understand. Like, they could have easily cropped that person out because he's on the very edge of the screen, and I rewound it. I'm like, what was that? So I rewound it, and there he is. Like, the camera is like in her face. It like goes from like when they switch angles of when they're filming, you know. But I'm like, I wonder if it was just too late. I wonder if it was just like, well, no one will notice. But I noticed because it was pretty obvious. Who else is in this show that you would know? I think that's it. Some of these characters do make questionable choices, and it actually makes me angry because this one choice this character makes, I'm like, why would you jeopardize a private jet, access to a private jet, for this life? Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it just baffles me that she made this decision so easily. And it's like a life that I personally would dream of, and she just is so what am I trying to say? She just like is so relaxed about this decision she makes, and it makes me so upset. So if you want to watch this show, it's really good. The only reason I started watching it is because it just kept popping up on TikTok, and they would show like certain scenes, and I saw like 4 of them in a row. I'm like, okay, fine, I will watch this show. And I'm glad I did. Although the intro is quite boring. It's like the most silent, hushed song I've ever heard in my life. And it's just like pictures of their face, like that looks like a mirage above like oil rigs. It's really weird. But anyway, my cousin and I also just got done last night watching No Good Deed. This one's on Netflix. Landman is on Paramount. No Good Deed is on Netflix. And No Good Deed has Lisa Kudrow, Ray Romano, has Velma from Scooby-Doo. I know that's not her name. Linda something. It has Luke Wilson. It has Abby from what's that show called? Broad City. She's in it. Let me just read it to you. Linda Cardellini, that's who I'm thinking of. She plays Velma. Abby Jacobson, Lisa Kudrow, Dennis Leary, if you're not sure who that is. He's one of those guys that you would know for sure when you saw him, but you don't know him. He plays Emma Stone's dad in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Yeah, it is created by the same creator as Dead to Me, which if you haven't, that's a show I haven't seen or finished because I don't want it to end. She did Dead to Me. Oh, she did Two Broke Girls too. Huh, that was a popular show. Anyway, my friend Lisa texted me. She's like, you've got to watch this show. Like, she's like, I can't stop watching it. It's so good. You just want to be friends with all of them. The house on here. So basically they're trying to sell this house, and you're trying to figure out why they're so keen on selling this house or adamant on selling this house. And then just things unfold slowly. And it's kind of like in a sense like Modern Family, but the episodes don't wrap up like they do on Modern Family. You know how like the end of every episode, all of their problems all come together at the end, and they're all solved at the end. You know what I mean? But like they're all, each of them has their own issues, and then at the end they all kind of combine. That's how this show is, but it's not till the very end. And anyway, it was very well written, and the house on here I love. It's like those old Hollywood style houses, Spanish style. Although I did see that an interview, I think it was with Ray Romano, I think, or maybe it was with Lisa Kudrow, but they said the house, the inside was fake. It was a set, but the outside is real. I'm like, oh, but the inside is so cool. It has like all these like levels, you know, like you like go down a few steps, or you go up a set of staircases, and then you go up like four more stairs. Like I just love houses like that with different layers. I feel like it was very popular with mid-century modern, or you know, like 70s houses, but this one was like supposedly older, like a 1920s style house. Anyway, this show's really good. We stayed up and finished it last night. I stayed up like that, like it's so late. I think we finished at like 9 p.m. But that's good for us because we were both really tired, and we're like, we could go to bed right now. At 6 p.m. So that just shows you the effects that sunshine has on me, because as soon as the sun's gone, I'm gone. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend both of those shows. They're very good, very entertaining, and yeah. What else happened this week? Mariah Carey was in Aspen. So was Jennifer Lopez, which I wonder if they ran into each other. I bet they didn't. I mean, to me, Aspen is this tiny, tiny little town. So, like, it has like one major street in my mind. And so I'm like, of course they saw each other, but it's probably, you know, much bigger than what I'm thinking. If you're not sure why I say that like that, it's because Mariah Carey hates Jennifer Lopez. She's had like it really is kind of like a one-sided feud, because Jennifer Lopez has always been like, I like her, I admire her, I don't know, you know, why she's saying these things. Like Mariah Carey's always like, I don't know her. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why? I've always been curious, like why, but you know, you hear that Jennifer Lopez isn't nice, but you also hear that Mariah Carey isn't nice. So it's just kind of like, who do you believe in this situation, you know? Anyway, Mariah Carey was there, and apparently there are dating rumors between her and Anderson .Paak, who I did not know who that was, but apparently he is the other part of Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic is the Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, obviously, duo. They sing Leave the Door Open. What else do they sing? I actually don't like any of their songs. I don't know why. I don't understand what. I just feel like the older. No, that's not what I mean. It is what I mean. The older Bruno Mars stuff is just so much better than his new stuff. I just don't understand it. I think Uptown Funk is one of the biggest tragedies that has happened to this world. I hate that song. I hate it so much. Apparently, my friend Mallory says that I say hate with so much emphasis. And it's because I really don't hate that much stuff. I mean, I guess I do hate a lot of things, but not compared to like a lot of people I know. So when I do hate something, I hate it with such a passion. Yeah, I hate That's What I Like. I can't stand that song. Like, I like Just the Way You Are, Locked Out of Heaven. Die with a Smile I do like. I will say that. What else? What other songs does he have that I just cannot stand? But I think Uptown Funk is truly, truly one of the most... oh my gosh, I didn't realize I did this. Allow this artist to play. I have him blocked. You guys, honestly, I don't remember doing that. I don't think I did that on purpose. Maybe I did because one of his songs just kept playing and playing. Like, look at this. I don't like the song Marry You. I think it's a weird song. I think it's a weird... think of something dumb to do. I want to marry you. I'm like, wow, that makes me feel really good. Grenade. Do you remember Grenade? Talking to the Moon. That song was so sad. When I Was Your Man. Locked Out of Heaven. I do love APT. I think they call it... how do they say on the song? Apatapata. It's that Rosie song that they sing. And at first I'm like, I don't understand this song, but the more you listen to it, the more it just gets good. Hang on, let me go to Silk Sonic. Apparently, they're sparking dating rumors, though. Mariah Carey and Anderson .Paak. Leave the door open. That's apparently the only one that I know. What's their other song? They have another song that's super popular. I don't know. People love these guys. I just don't understand the music. Maybe in a few years I will. Sometimes that happens. Like all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I get this. I actually get what they were going for. Anyway, here's an article. It says, it looks like all Mariah Carey may want for Christmas is Anderson .Paak. The We Belong Together singer and Silk Sonic member fueled romance rumors when they stepped out for dinner at Catch Steak in Aspen, Colorado. For the wintry outing, Mariah rocked a brown tweed coat with fur lining, a matching tweed skirt, and dark brown knee-high boots. To top off her look, the 55-year-old opted to wear her dirty blonde hair in loose waves and don a diamond ring. Meanwhile, Anderson, 38, it is so weird that she does not seem like 55, but she also seems like she's been around forever. You know what I mean? Like she's just always been around. Kept warm in a black corduroy puffer jacket and matching pants and a pair of Timberland boots. I love Timberland boots. He finished off his ensemble with a pair of diamond encrusted sunnies, and that the pair were all smiles as they headed into the restaurant, with Mariah even holding tight onto the come down rapper's hand at one point. So yeah, there's that. I didn't realize she was engaged to her backup dancer for like the last 7 years, up until last December, and they broke it off. Weird. It is weird that she was married to Nick Cannon too. You know what I mean? It's kind of before he went off the deep end and had 75 children. But it's just really interesting. She's also worth tons of money. Like, tons of money. She was kind of in the era of Madonna when you could make like ungodly amounts of money from music sales. Now we're in the time of streaming, so you don't make as much unless you get like billions and billions of streams. Let's see, Mariah Carey net worth, let's see, $350 million. That is a lot of money. And I think she makes around $16 million a year just from All I Want for Christmas Is You. So there you go. Just make one smash hit record and you'll be set for life. The company Nordstrom is going back to private. They're going to buy back all their stocks from shareholders and going to be private again. They feel like they can navigate. It's like a family-owned company. Started in 1901, I think, or 1902. It was just like a shoe store in Seattle. And what was it, like 5 years ago, the company is worth like $14 billion, and now they're only worth $6.5 billion. So the family is going to buy out all the shareholders and go private because they're like, we feel like we can navigate this and make it better than we can and not have to listen to shareholders. So that'll be interesting. It'd be weird, a world without Nordstrom, I still remember the day I saw on the news that Mervyn's went out of business. Does anybody even remember Mervyn's? I don't know if I ever even went. No, there was at the Orem Mall, because I remember going into it when I was little, and then the building just sat there vacant for like, I don't know, 10 years maybe, before they finally tore it down. So weird. Just all these changes. Justin Baldoni, he actually lost an award. I think it was a domestic violence or domestic abuse. I guess that's the same thing. Baldoni Award. Yeah. Okay, here we go. An award recently given to the actor and director Justin Baldoni, honoring him for courage and compassion in advocating on behalf of women or girls, was rescinded following a complaint filed by actor Blake Lively accusing him of sexual harassment and a coordinated effort to damage her reputation. So it'll be interesting to see how this series... Why did I say that? Oh my gosh. I was looking at my notes and I saw killer. And so for some reason, my brain went to serial killer. That's not what I meant. I meant lawsuit. How this lawsuit's going to play out. And I don't know. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have tons of money. So I feel bad for. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't feel bad for him, but he definitely does not have the upper hand in this, Justin. Let's see. Ryan Reynolds net worth, which is a lot. Let's see. Ryan Reynolds is now a billionaire. He sold Mint Mobile for 1.35 billion. That was 2000. Oh yeah. And then didn't he have a aviation gin? Did he I think he sold that too for a lot of money. There were those like I think it was Justin that was saying it, that Blake Lively brought on Ryan Reynolds onto the movie. And I wonder if it's just because, I think I already talked about this, she just didn't feel comfortable around him. And so she's like, well, I'll just sign you on as a producer and then you'll always have to be around. I don't know. It's just hard to know exactly what went down. I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm not saying that he's lying. It seems the evidence is pointing towards he's not as good of a person as we thought, which, if he did all this stuff that they're saying, it's like, how did you think that was not going to get out? I don't know. I feel like Blake needs a touch of reality, though, especially after I'm sorry, I cannot get over that interview. So that just kind of shows a lot of the character of a person on how you treat people. So that's just my take. But there's obviously a lot more to the story than we know. Okay, so here's what I was going to talk about. Selena's killer. That's what I got mixed up with earlier with serial killer, is going to get out soon. What even is her name? Selena's killer name. Yolanda Saldivar. This is the latest accepted revision, reviewed on the 6th of December 2024. Yolanda Saldivar is an American former nurse who was convicted of murdering singer Selena in 1995. I know, but I want to know when she's getting out. This is also another movie I need to watch. I need to put it on my list. Selena. Anyway, nothing is popping up as of right now, but apparently she's getting out, and people aren't very happy with it, obviously. It's weird that you can get out of prison after killing somebody. You know what I mean? I guess that happens a lot, but I don't know. Just the fact that we're letting those people loose on the streets. I actually don't know much about that whole thing. Didn't they not for sure know it was her, but they gathered enough evidence to know it was her, but no one saw, is what I'm getting at. It was just those two in the room. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I think that's kind of how it went. Happy Gilmore 2 had a release date on, was it Christmas Day that Adam Sandler posted it? And unfortunately, it's coming out on Netflix. And I don't know why that bugs me so bad, but it does. I just feel like this movie would do really well in theaters. But this whole world we live in now of streaming, like Maddie Murphy on The Bad Broadcast, she did have a good point. She's like, why would I pay for a babysitter to go to a movie theater and sit there for 2.5 hours with annoying people around, when I could just stay at home, order food in and watch it on our TV and not have to hire a babysitter. I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. And this movie probably would be okay to watch at your house. But I believe there are some movies that need to be watched in theaters. Like, it just has to happen. Like Challengers. Oh my gosh. I am so glad I saw that in theaters. That was made for theaters. Some movies are just made to be watched in a movie theater, a dark room with a great sound system and a huge screen. So that's just my opinion. But This movie, I believe, is going to be okay to watch on a regular screen. It's coming out on Netflix. There's no official release date yet, but it is 2025. Has Margaret Qualley in it. If you're wondering who that is, she was in The Substance, that crazy movie that came out this year. Ben Stiller is coming back. Christopher McDonald. He is, what is his name in the movie? He's like the other golfer that is trying to beat Happy Gilmore. Julie Bowen, she's coming back. Nick Swartzen, he's like in a lot of Adam Sandler's movies, but his probably his most known role is in Just Go With It. He's Dolph, and he's the one that has the accent, and he has to go on vacation with him because this girl's boyfriend's going to beat him up because he sent her a picture of his new equipment that he got redone. Bad Bunny is also in it, and to top it off, Travis Kelce's in it. I wonder if it's just a cameo type thing, or I wonder how much he'll actually be in it. But I gotta say, Travis in his longer hair is looking very fine. I saw him on the Christmas game day on Netflix, which I'll be honest, I only tuned in to watch Beyonce, and I just could never find it. So I had to watch the Beyonce. They call it the Beyonce Bowl. The day after, I think it was Christmas, or a couple days after, when they put it on Netflix. Very, very good. It's only 13 minutes long, but I highly, highly, highly recommend watching it because it was amazing. Shailene Woodley, she's going to play Janis Joplin. If you're not sure who Shailene is, she was on the Divergent series. Her breakout role was in this show's so bizarre to me. The Secret Life of the American Teenager. That was on ABC Family. You guys remember ABC Family? Now it's Freeform. I remember when they were switching from ABC Family to Freeform. They had like 10 zillion commercials. I'm like, okay, we get it. You are changing your name. We do not need... Because that was at the time of Pretty Little Liars, like those kind of shows. So like we were watching that channel all the time. They had like a countdown timer in the bottom for like a whole month. I'm like, you guys, we get it. You are changing your name. I don't know if it had to do with some kind of like legal terms, but yeah. Anyway, she was in that. She's in Big Little Lies. She used to date Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I think they were engaged, actually. Doesn't he have a documentary out? I don't really like him, but people said that I saw a clip of his documentary, and it actually looked kind of sad. Basically, his family makes it very obvious that they're only using him because of his fame. Anyway, she's playing Janis Joplin in a biopic. Do you guys call it biopic or biopic? What is the proper term? Isn't biopic like a medical term? Anyway, there's no really release date of that. I checked yesterday. It's still in pre-production. Speaking of Beyonce, the Beyonce Bowl, she announced that she has an announcement coming on January 14th. And someone on Twitter is like, oh, great, I can't wait for her to release a new fragrance scent for her hair care line on January 14th. But I think it's going to be a tour announcement, which will be very exciting, honestly. I would like to go again. I went to the Renaissance tour, and people are always like, people say she's the greatest performer, which I didn't doubt it, but I was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But when I saw her, I was like, yeah, I understand now. I get what people say that it's because she truly is a performer. Her halftime performance at the game drew in 27 million viewers, and the actual game had 24 million viewers. So that just kind of shows you her pull. And then they said that the CMA Awards only got 4 million viewers. And it's kind of like a dig at them because they didn't nominate her for a single award at the CMAs this year when she literally released a country album, like one of the most successful country albums. And it just kind of shows you, it's kind of like a, well, I'll show you type thing, even though I don't think she necessarily cares, but the fans do. The Beehive does, for sure. There's a Guess Who. Do you guys remember that game, Guess Who? A Kardashian edition. How fun. I want that so bad. I must buy it. I don't... Okay, so this is one of the things I saw in the middle of the night when I woke up. O.J. Simpson died. Have we talked about this? I feel like we might have talked about this, but when I saw it, I'm like, I don't remember this at all. When did he die? I'm just so... Like, it seems like I know about it, but you know when you're like, well, do I? When did O.J. Simpson die? And how old was he? April? He was 76 years old. Oh, I didn't even know this was his real name. Orenthal James Simpson. July 9th, 1947 to April 10th, 2024. Also known by his nickname, The Juice, was an American... Oh, I know that. How did he die? That is so... Oh, here we go. Prostate cancer. Death. Simpson's family announced his death on April 11th, 2024, one day after he died from cancer. I guess that does sound familiar. But you know when you like hear something, you're like, I didn't know that happened. Apparently I did. Anyway, O.J. Simpson is not with us anymore. Did you guys see that that wharf in California that collapsed? What was it from? Was it Santa Monica? Santa Monica Pier? Was that where it was? Nothing is popping up, so that's not the one I'm thinking of. Wharf collapsing. I spelled warp wrong. Wharf wrong. Santa Cruz. That's where it was. Like the whole, I said 150-foot section of this wharf collapsed into the water. And it was an old abandoned restaurant that went in. That is so scary. Could you imagine? Everyone was okay. No one died. And no one really had that serious of injuries. It was the bathrooms, which is disgusting. It makes you wonder where the sewage was going. Was it just going into the ocean? Yeah, the bathroom and the old restaurant collapsed into the water. That's so creepy. Water is so scary. Water is just truly terrifying. What else? Oh, Christopher Nolan has announced his new film he's working on. It is Odyssey. It should be interesting. Should we see who is going to be in it? He definitely has his favorite actors. That is a given. Why isn't that popping up? Christopher Nolan. It's supposed to come out next year, which is crazy. I feel like he has some kind of movie come out at least every other year. Because it was Tenet in 2022, right? And then 2023 was Oppenheimer. Oh, 2020. It was that long ago? Tenet in 2020, Interstellar in 2020 or 2014. Interstellar is coming to Netflix, by the way, if anyone wants to watch it. That's a show I need to rewatch, or a movie I need to rewatch, because I truly hated it when I watched it in theaters. I could not think straight when I was in that movie. Like, I could not keep up with it. It just made no sense, and it made me feel so stupid. And I'm just like, this movie is not for dumb people. And it just kept going and going and going. Anyway, sorry. His upcoming movies are... So 2026, The Odyssey. Written for the screen by... let's see. It follows Odysseus in his perilous journey home after the Trojan War, showcasing his encounters with the Polyphemus, the Sirens, Circa, and finishing with his reunion with his wife Penelope. Set for July 17th, 2026. I feel like he likes summer movies. Oh, I didn't know both these guys were in it. Stars Zendaya and Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway. Robert Pattinson's also in it. Matt Damon. Oh, Charlize Theron's in it. That'll be good. Lupita Nyong'o. That'll be good. Yeah, I feel like he definitely has hasn't Anne Hathaway been in, multiple of his movies. So I guess that just puts the theory to rest. Everyone thought it was going to be, his next movie was going to be about Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, because they mentioned him in Oppenheimer, and in the movie before that was at Tenet, they mentioned Oppenheimer. So I mean, I guess it's not like it can't happen, but that theory has been put to rest now. Did you guys hear Dua Lipa might be engaged? Which I'm extremely happy for her. I just want to follow Dua Lipa around for like a month. I just want to see her daily life. I want to see her schedule. I want to see how disciplined she is. I want to see how many books she reads. Like, she truly does everything. And like, I just want to see her diet. I want to see her. I'm sure she meditates. You know what I mean? I just want to see what she does on a daily basis so that I can copy it all and be, a fraction of how successful she is. I took a picture of this tweet because that was funny. It says she is a very beautiful pop star who travels a lot and enjoys her life, and now she will be married with a hot actor who matches her vibe. My sister won. Callum Turner, if you're not aware, he is from Boys in the Boat, that movie that came out a couple years ago. It was directed by George Clooney. What else is he in? He's in the Masters of the Sky, I think is what that movie is called, with Austin Butler. That came out on Apple last year. The Green Room, Assassin's Creed, Fantastic Beasts. He plays Theseus, Scamander. I don't think I ever saw. Is that the second one or the first one? I did see the second one. Yeah, here we go. Masters of the Air, The Boys in the Boat, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. He's in Emma. That's one I want to watch. It's the remake with Anya Taylor-Joy in it. Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, I guess that might be what it's called. The Only Living Boy in New York. Assassin's Creed, War and Peace. Victor Frankenstein. That sounds familiar for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, I like him a lot. He seems like a very fun person to be around and really nice, and he is very attractive. So 2 hot people getting married, I support it. So Michaela from I do not know what her last name is. Like, I know it, but I it's one of those names that you don't know how to pronounce. She is the Kim Kardashian girl, and she's like the one that does makeup. I've never watched like any of her videos except for the one, like the clips of "You have no idea how hard it is to be an influencer," which I don't think she was lying necessarily, but she didn't say that being an influencer is the hardest job in the entire world. It sounds like the drama she's going through. She kept doing these videos. It's like, I wish I could talk about this. I wish I could explain to you guys what's going on, but I can't. This is the only year in my life I've never been excited for Christmas, but I'm just trying to suck it up. And then she did another video and she said, thank you for all the support. I wish I could tell you all about it. Anyway, people think she's getting divorced, which I think she just got married this year, from what I can remember. But I will say she's very good at makeup. I've never sat and watched a video of hers, but by the end of the tutorial, she looked like it was very, very good. So I understand why she's famous. Let us see. Nicki Minaj and Sabrina Carpenter are rumored to be working together, so that should be exciting. I wonder if, Nicki just came out with the album this year, so I don't think we're going to get anything soon from her. So did Sabrina, so I wonder what it'd be for. I wonder if it's for like a movie that's coming out or a TV show. That's the only logical thing I can think of. Or, it could be next year or the following year that it comes out, 2026. So we just never know. I just truly, I know I've talked about this all the time, but it goes through my brain, like, what is all in the works? I just want to know. I just want to lift the veil of Hollywood, and I want to know all of everything that's happening. I want to know what the Kardashians are releasing next, what, company they're launching. I want to know what movies Christopher Nolan's working on. I want to know what, books are about to be the biggest books in the world. I want to know what TV shows are coming out. I want to know it all. I want to know the next up and coming actor. I just want to know everything. Complicated by Avril Lavigne, that iconic song. It has hit 1 billion streams on Spotify, as it should. Kristen Cavallari, she is from Laguna Beach. She's from the Hills. I talked about her a few times. She was married to Jay Cutler. She has the company Uncommon James, which I hear is doing very well, actually. She apparently is shooting her shot with Kevin Costner, who recently got divorced. His ex-wife wanted so much money for, I don't even know if it was alimony or if it was child support. Hang on. Kevin Costner. I feel bad that his movies didn't do very well. He left Yellowstone because he said that the scheduling and just the communication on there was absolute garbage, and he kept trying to like get them to say when they were going to start filming. They didn't have a screenplay written, like nothing was happening, and he's like, okay, then I'm out, which is wild because he made so much money from that show. And his new show that he left to work on himself, he literally mortgaged his house. I think he spent 40 million of his own dollars to fund. It's called The Horizons, is what it's called. It's supposed to be a 4-part series, but the first one did so badly. It only made $31 million. That the second one doesn't even have a release date, and the talks of the third and fourth one are pretty much done. Let's see, child support. I like him though. He is one of those people. Him and Billy Bob Thornton are two of those people that I'm like, it's just interesting to me that you guys want to be actors. Like they just seem like such, like they just macho men. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? Not that saying that macho men can't, be in their fields and be actors, but they just seem like they'd want to be like on a ranch somewhere. Like Billy Bob Thornton fits this character of Landman so well that I'm like, this is just what I see you doing. I don't see you being an actor, but you are. Who else do I think? Russell Crowe. I just don't see him wanting to be an actor. He's not very nice. I don't like him very much. What else? There's just certain people I'm like, it's just so interesting to me that you want to be actors. Kevin Costner pays $63,209 a month to child support to his ex-wife. She wanted some crazy amount of money. Oh, here it is. Costner's child support payments are significantly lower than the $129,000 per month that was initially ordered by the court. I don't know. Baumgartner's lawyers, I'm guessing that's his ex-wife, initially requested $248,000 per month, but reduced the request to $161,000. Costner was initially willing to pay $51,900 per month. That is so insane. Costner and Baumgartner, I've never heard that name in my life, reached a settlement agreement in 2013. Wow, $63,000 a month. That is so crazy. That means he makes a lot of money because it goes off of. Remember what Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband wanted? Kelly Clarkson. I love doing this stuff. This makes me so happy. Clarkson child support, which is interesting because I think the children live with her more than they see their dad. What Kelly Clarkson's divorce teaches us about spousal something. Clarkson. This is so insane. This means she makes tons and tons of money. This was written, I'm guessing, in 2023. Oh, wait. Kelly Clarkson filed for divorce from husband Brandon Blackstock in June 2020 after almost 7 years of marriage. Last month, the judge ordered Miss Clarkson to pay her husband nearly $200,000 a month in spousal and child support. If you're gasping at the amount, you should be. This is a huge amount of support to be owed to a future ex-spouse every month. However, if you are a celebrity, it might not make a huge dent, especially since Miss Clarkson earns about more than $1.5 million per month in income. That is such boss behavior, earning $1.5 million a month. Can you even imagine? And she doesn't seem like that. She's not like that at all. Like, I feel like if you were just to hang out with her, she would just be so casual and normal. But in reality, she makes $1.5 million a month. The order details that Miss Clarkson pay $150,000 per month in spousal support and $45,000 per month in child support. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, what I was getting at is Kristen Cavallari apparently has a crush on Kevin Costner. They're both single. He is significantly older than her, I would say, by 20-ish years, I would think. But it's when love is love, you just don't question it. I did see an interview with Kristen Cavallari. She's on Bunny's podcast. What is her name? Jelly Roll's wife. And apparently she is hooked up with Morgan Wallen. So that's kind of exciting if you guys are into that. Gal Gadot posted yesterday on Instagram that she had a massive brain clot. I think that's what she said. Pretty sure it was a brain clot. It was definitely something to do with her brain. And she said she was just having these like crazy migraines, and she was, pretty much about to have the baby. And she finally went to the doctor, and they did an X-ray, and they found this blood clot in her brain, and they had to like do surgery. The baby was born through it. They named the baby. What did they name the baby? Hang on. It's very fitting though. Gal Gadot. Let's see. This year has been one of profound challenges and deep reflections. And I wrestled with how or even if to share this personal story. At the end, I decided I wanted to let my heart guide me. Perhaps this is my way of processing everything, of pulling back the curtain on a fragile reality behind the curated moments we share on social media. Most of all, I hope that by sharing, I can raise awareness and support others who may be facing something similar. In February, during my 8th month of pregnancy, I was diagnosed with a massive blood clot in my brain. For weeks, I had endured excruciating headaches that confined me to bed until I finally underwent an MRI that revealed the terrifying truth. In one moment, my family and I were faced with how fragile life can be. It was a stark reminder of how quickly everything can change, and in the midst of a difficult year, all I wanted to do was hold on and live. That's sad. We rushed to the hospital, and within hours, I underwent emergency surgery. My daughter, Ori, was born during that moment of uncertainty and fear. Her name, meaning my light, wasn't chosen by chance. Before the surgery, I told Jaren that when our daughter arrived, she would be the light waiting for me at the end of this tunnel. Thanks to an extraordinary team of doctors at Cedars-Sinai and weeks of dedicated care, I made it through and began the road to recovery. Today, I'm fully healed and filled with gratitude for the life that I've been given back. So that just shows you that even though you can be rich and successful and famous and beautiful, that things can change very quickly. It says, let's see, second, awareness matters. I had no idea that 3 in 100,000 pregnant women in the 30s plus age group are diagnosed with CVT, developed a brain or blood clot in the brain. It's so important to identify early because it's treatable. While rare, it's a possibility, and knowing it exists is the first step to addressing it. Sharing this is not meant to frighten anyone, but to empower. If even one person feels compelled to take action for their health because of this story, it will have been worth sharing. And then Gwyneth Paltrow, I'm going to like that. Gwyneth Paltrow responded, "Thank you for sharing this. I'm so happy you are okay." That's kind of scary. I mean, I don't know. I avoid going to the doctor at all costs, but I think at some point you're like, okay, something's not right here. And you hear about these stories where people are like, something's not right. I can just tell. And the doctor's like, oh, you're okay. Just like, take some medicine or just get some rest and change your diet and you'll be okay. And they're like, no, something is wrong with me. Like, I can tell. And that's probably one of those, although they probably didn't question Gal Gadot much because obviously, and Cedars-Sinai is like one of the best hospitals in the world. It's where all the celebrities go, and it's where they have their babies and stuff. Anyway, glad she's okay. She will be in Snow White that comes out in March. She is the evil queen. Did you guys hear Jimmy Carter died at 100? What an iconic age to die at. I feel like I saw a TikTok of a girl who's predicting stuff, and she's like, I feel like Jimmy Carter will die. That was like 2 days ago, but she was thinking next year. And it happened this year. It's kind of like when Betty White was so close to her, was it 100th birthday too? And she died basically the same time. Right around the same time as this. It was just a few days before New Year's. So, anyway, you only really hear good stories about Jimmy Carter. I've never heard people are like, oh, Jimmy Carter, oh, I hate him, oh, I hate his politics. Like, I don't even know what side he was on. I just know that at like 95, he was helping Habitat for Humanity build houses. They say that he was just like such a good person and so kind to everyone. And yeah, let's see. Jimmy Carter. So obviously it's not a surprise that he has passed away, but he was the 39th U.S. president. Let's see. I just want to see like some of the stuff he's done in his. Oh, he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I just feel like he was a great person, and he looks so much different when he was younger. When he was president, I guess not so much different, but he does look different. Anyway, R.I.P. Jimmy Carter. I wonder when the funeral will be, and I wonder what former presidents are going to attend. Do you think that's like a requirement that all former presidents have to attend former presidents' funerals? I don't know. It'll be interesting. Because who was the last one to die? Was it John McCain? Although he wasn't president. Who was the one recently that they went to? Oh, it was George Bush's, which I don't think was that recent. I think I'm thinking of it was sooner than it really was. Anyway, it's just interesting to see all these presidents come together and sit in a funeral. You can just imagine what the Secret Service is like those days and just how much of it there is. It'll be interesting to see the inauguration this year too, and who performs and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, okay, one more thing in pop culture news, and then I'm going to do the things that happened this year that I just think are worth talking about. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Okay, we're doing good. Kylie Jenner is releasing a natural blur powder from Kylie Cosmetics. So I think it's kind of like a foundation, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. But it launches in next week or 2 weeks from now. Anyway, did I tell you guys I got the Kylie lip butter? You need to run and sprint as fast as you can and buy this stuff. I love it. It works so well and it smells so good. Like, it's one of those purchases where you're kind of like, oh yeah, I'll try this. And you end up like loving it so much. That's this product. So it is like her version of like a lip gloss or like a Carmex or Burt's Bees, or I do love the Goop one too. Or like the Laneige, their like lip gloss stuff. So anyways, I highly recommend it. Okay, the top things that happened this year in 2024 that I think about often. The unexpected sexy photo shoot for Jeremy Allen White for Calvin Klein, the one where he's sitting on a couch on the roof in New York. The iconic, the incomparable Willy Wonka chocolate experience. That happened while I was in Hawaii, and it was during the time where Kate Middleton was missing, and so all of these memes were like Kate Middleton is the unknown in the Willy Wonka chocolate experience, even though she was going through something horrible. I know, but it's just so funny to me that people were just like taking this left and right and making so many jokes about this. The Drake and Kendrick beef. I think J. Cole was also part of it, but he bowed out pretty quickly. This is going to ruin the tour. What tour? The World Tour from Justin Timberlake when he got arrested, and that cop was so young he didn't even know who he was. The guy singing to Dua Lipa at some festival, and she was trying so hard to like be supportive and be nice, but you could tell she was just so uncomfortable. Brat Summer, pretty much. I don't need to do much more explaining. The Apple Dance, like this whole year, was just so iconic. Daisy Edgar Jones on Royal Court. I think about that all the time. That was one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen in my life. She did so well, and they just played off each other so perfectly, and it made me like her even more. What else is happening? The Paris Olympics. First, the breakdancing, the breakdancer, who I guess they got rid of breakdancing as a sport in the Olympics, which is interesting because I didn't know it was a sport to begin with. And of course, the pole vaulter who lost out on his award because of his, his thing that got hit on the pole or the vault, whatever you call it. I don't even know. Challengers, need I say anymore? If you have not seen that movie, I don't know what you're waiting for. I love it so much. It is so well done. It's such a cool concept of how a soundtrack can be integrated into a movie differently than we're used to. The Timothy Chalamet lookalike competition. There were also others, but this one was just, I think it was the first and the most iconic. The It Ends With Us drama, that stuff was wild and is still happening. My last episode, we're on episode 70. Isn't that crazy, you guys? My last episode was titled after this. Do you guys remember that ship that crashed into the Baltimore Bridge? That thing is crazy. Like, just to lose power like that, allegedly, that's what they say, and crash. See, I'm just telling you, water is a freaky thing, and the fact that we put these massive ships in the water and think that we have control is crazy. Martha Stewart saying the reporter she hates is dead from her documentary. I love Martha Stewart so much, you guys. You have no idea. Holding space for defying gravity and the little nail grab. Did you see that lady interviewed? Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting who she interviewed? It's a huge movie. Hang on. I will be right back. Okay, I actually remembered it as soon as I hit pause. Timothy Chalamet and Elle Fanning, they were doing promotion for The Complete Unknown, the new Bob Dylan movie. And she said, the interviewer said that to them, and Timothy grabbed Elle's finger. I just thought that was so funny. The Eras Tour, obviously, because how could we forget the highest earning tour in all of history, and the fact that it's over is so crazy. Gypsy Rose, I don't really know the timeline of all this, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Gypsy Rose getting divorced, engaged, broke off the engagement. She's now dating her ex-fiance, and she's pregnant. And she has a book. Did you guys know that? She has a book out. Crazy. Ryan Gosling's I'm Just Ken performance. Chaperone and her, rise to superstardom, and her Lollapalooza performance being the biggest performance in Lollapalooza history. Most attended, I guess I should say. When Elmo checked in with everybody on Twitter, said, just checking in and seeing how everyone's doing, and literally everyone commented. Every single major company tweeted back. Celebrities tweeted back. Like, it went super viral. The Who the F Did I Marry series. Taylor Swift showing up at the Super Bowl and all of her looks showing up to all the games. Zendaya's Dune red carpet look when she looked like a robot. The JoJo Siwa rebrand. That I just want to know if no one says no to her, or if she just doesn't care when people say no to her. The rat hole in Chicago, the rat-shaped hole in the cement in Chicago. The Four Seasons baby, Mudang, the hippo, and Pesto the penguin. Very demure and very mindful, that whole crazy time. And last but not least, P. Diddy and the baby oil. This whole thing is just wild to me. And they're not taking their eyes off him. They are not letting him get out on parole. Like, they are making sure that he goes to trial, because obviously the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, and I don't know. Anyway, that is it for us, you guys. This is the last episode of 2024, and I hope everyone has a great New Year's Eve. I will be going to a party, and the Grey Goose will be flowing. And after that, it is discipline and more discipline, especially up until Coachella. Still pretty nervous about Coachella, but it'll be a good time. My goal is to find Paris Hilton, to see Noah Beck. I think I'd be too nervous to talk to him. I want to find Tana Mojo, and who else would be there that I want to see? I don't know, but Paris Hilton, they say she just walks around and waits for fans to come up and take pictures with her, and I'm putting it out in the universe. So help my dream come true. Anyway, I hope you all had a good 2024, and here's to 2025. And I hope all of your wildest dreams come true. All right, bye.